but that's the saddest fucking shit about like small rural communities is when everything dries up. There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no other jobs. There's no other place to go. If you have a small population of humans and they all live together, if the industry dries up, if business is shut down, if things go under, like everyone's fucked. Like people are so reliant.
Yeah, that's happening in my hometown right now.
What's your hometown?
Morgantown, West Virginia, and it's, you know, it has its ups and downs, and right now it's definitely in a bit of a down. We had a big pharmaceutical company that was based out of West Virginia, called Mylan, and the founder passed away a little over a decade ago. So then when that happens, you know, it goes into folks that didn't build it themselves, and they ended up selling to an Israeli company. And once that happened, they shut down this headquarters in Morgantown, where it had always been. I think that was 1,200 jobs in a town of 26,000 people in the city limits. So you imagine how many people that affects in the big circle. Then COVID, which that happened during COVID. So then you also had COVID. So, you know, our main street, it's called High Street, is, you know, it's like 1/3 closed down, and it used to be all open.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Roger and Me, the documentary?
Mm-mm.
It's a Michael Moore documentary. It's the first one that he did. It's his best one, I think. And it's about Flint, Michigan. And it's about what happened when the car manufacturers all moved out of the country. And it's the saddest fucking documentary, man. It's just, they just up and pulled the factories just so they could make more money, having people work for cheaper. And the whole town just collapsed. It's just, it's so sad. One of the saddest things is there's a lady that has a sign that says bunnies for pets or food.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, you want to think that like you're committed to selling bunnies as a pet. If it's a, you know, imagine that little puppy. We were showing Jamie's getting a puppy, a French bulldog, and Jamie trying to con me into taking one of them, and it might have worked. I did a dirty trick.
Yeah.
I sent a video of this puppy to all my daughters and my wife. So we might have a puppy.
And it was definitely like Jamie knew that was going to happen too. It seemed
Well,
like
he didn't know that.
I waited.
He waited a little bit. He didn't know that, but the moment I emailed it to the daughters, I was like, they're gonna fucking go crazy. But imagine,
Story.
what's that?
On to what you were saying.
There it is, right there.
Holy shit,
Rabbits,
man.
bunnies, pets, or meat for sale.
That's something you don't see in the U.S. every day.
It's a dark documentary.
Look at her. She's skinning it right there.
Yeah,
like she's on a loan.
Yeah, and she kills it right there too. You know, she's holding it and cuddling it, and then she snaps its fucking neck and cooks it. It's just, you would imagine that, like, those puppies, they're like, Jamie, if they said you could keep this as a pet or you could eat it. Like,
dude, you see it in Flint. We play there once a year, and our shows are great, and the people are great. But, man, I see all the towns across America, and that one's
it's dark.
Different.
They haven't done jack shit to fix that water either. I don't think they fixed that water at all, have they? I don't think so. Remember when Obama went there? That was a long time ago, man. That's 2 presidents ago.
I remember seeing videos of people, you know, lighting it on fire.
Well, that is that's fracking. That's from that movie Gasland. And that's different.
Did I get fooled?
Yeah, well, they might have did it in Flint too, but there are places in the country where you can light your fucking tap water on fire.
Unreal.
Yeah, and they say there's been some of that existed even before fracking. It's kind of confusing because you don't know how much the fracking industry is like, oh, that's always been here. Do not concern yourself with this.
Yeah.
This is no longer an issue. This is a little bit of contamination, but look at the bright side.
Yeah, you never know.
You can just take tap water and fuel your car and, you know, use it as a candle.
Yeah, you can never take, you know, when somebody's business is at stake.
Exactly.
You gotta get some different points of view on those types of things.
Yeah, it's very difficult to know what the fuck is actually going on, but overall, it seems like fracking does a lot of fucked up shit.
Updated, it says they've got their lead levels below the federal threshold for like the 6th or 7th year in a row.
Oh, okay, but what does that mean? What's the federal? I don't like that. No,
Right,
I don't like that term, federal threshold.
Still in there, but
I mean, wouldn't it? How much would it cost? Think about how much money they spent on Ukraine. How much would it cost to provide every family in Flint with a filtration system, like a real hardcore filtration system that provides them with absolutely clean water? I guarantee you it wouldn't be $170 billion or whatever we've sent over to Ukraine.
Yeah, it'd be a lot less than that.
It'd be a lot less than that,
Yeah.
but not a goddamn thought of it. Not a conversation about massive filtration systems. Like, there's a way to do this. We've got to provide every family Flint's not that big.
Yeah, I mean,
There's just over 40,000 households. So
Yeah, that's not that big, man.
Wow.
That is not that big.
$1,000 a piece.
Yeah, how much is that?
I'm just guessing. Like if it
probably.
was 1,000 a piece,
Right.
that'd be pretty easy.
I feel like it probably used to be way bigger than that too.
I bet.
You know, that's
Shit.
not much bigger in Morgantown. You know, and with all the car industry stuff that used to be there, it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if they had hundreds
I
of
guarantee.
thousands.
Have you ever seen videos of Detroit from the 1950s and 60s?
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Crazy.
Boomtown.
Detroit was one of the biggest fucking most wealthy cities in the world. In the world.
Yeah,
And now you got trees growing through houses because the houses have been abandoned. Top Gear, that show, they went there. I think it wasn't Top Gear at the time. I think it was when they did the other show and did it for Amazon. What was that called when they did it to Amazon? When they went over to Amazon?
oh, I know what you're talking about.
I forget
can't
what it's
remember
called.
the name though.
But what they did was they bought a house for like $500, and they were like hanging out in this house while they were staying there. It's like, you get a house for $500? Like what?
I looked into that one time. It's a little bit of a loophole.
What's the
When you're buying
loophole?
it for $500, at least the way it was when I read it, you're making a commitment to get it up to code within like 7 days or something like that. You have a very limited amount of time.
Up to
You don't know if you
what's-
have to, but yeah, you're spending $60,000 on top of that to get it up to code.
Oh, really?
Like you're buying it for $500, but you're
Still.
making a commitment to fix it.
You get a house for $60,000?
But I also
Shit.
I think Mike Epps just fixed up a whole block of houses, not there, but in Gary, Indiana, or outside of Indy.
No shit. Shout
Yeah.
out to Mike Epps. That's
Just
awesome.
like that. Just like he bought the whole block.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
I heard Detroit has a bunch of manufacturing space. It's kind of a good opportunity for somebody that, if somebody's got something that they want
Yeah.
to make. It's kind of a good place to go and get after it. We've I think the last time we were there, we opened for Zach at one of those theaters there, but we were kind of chilling around downtown, and it seems to be a little bit on the up and up in some parts of the
Yeah.
downtown there by the baseball stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then compared to years past, like a while back when I'd been there before, it seemed like maybe it's taking a turn for the better.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a resurgence. There's a resurgence of like small businesses being established there. I know Shinola's out of there. You ever heard of that company, Shinola?
Yeah, American Watches.
They make watches. They make a bunch of different stuff, leather goods, cool stuff. They make like really good like messenger bags and that kind of shit, like real cool American-made stuff. So, that's nice. It's nice that things like that are happening where people do recognize. And if you drive down there, there's so much area that is available. There's so many buildings that are just completely abandoned. The windows are all shattered and covered in spray paint, graffiti, but the bones are still there.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to rebuild it.
Yeah, if you got a good idea and
Yeah.
want some manufacturing space, that'd be a good spot